All right, we just talked about surface clutter on the surface, on all your horizontal surfaces, and like items together. Like items together also applies to stored clutter. It applies to all the clutters, right? What I want to offer for stored clutter is this. Easy way to remember, it's stored clutter. This is probably where my Boston accent comes out, because I think of stored clutter and I think of stored equals doors and drawers, right? Stored doors and drawers, right? Doors and drawers, Mrs. T would say. Jerry, doors and drawers, right? So what do I mean by doors and drawers? I mean closets. They're behind doors. I mean cupboards. It's a door. You've got clutter behind a door. You've got cabinets, right? You open a door, there's clutter. Drawers can be, the drawer to your bureau in your bedroom. It could be the drawer in your bathroom. It can be your kitchen drawers. It can be your junk drawer. Am I right? So what I want to say is stored clutter is stuff that is behind doors and drawers. Now, the mantra of this, I love this, and I'm kind of creating this as I go, and I love just evolving how this goes. Stored, door, drawer. And this is when you say either or. When you go to, you like items together, right? You use that, but you say in stored clutter that you really have to sort it before you store it, right? So think of it. Stored, door, drawer, sort, store, and then the word or runs through that whole thing. So you say this, do I want to keep this or do I want to give it away, right? So for example, dumping out a junk drawer. What you're going to do is you're going to find your like items together. Here are all my pencils. Here are all my scissors. Here are all my rubber bands. Here are all these hair ties. Here are all my, tubes of toothpaste. Whatever they happen to be, play the matching game, like items together. And then with each one of those categories from that one drawer, then you say, do I want to keep this one or that one? Do I want to keep this or not? Do I want to keep this or not? And a mantra for this is, I deserve only the best. What do I mean by that? Well, I bet if you have some pens, I know this myself, you got a whole bunch of pens, but you always tend to gravitate towards the ones that actually work really well, whereas other ones, it feels like you're pushing it to try to even do it. Donate your pens that you don't like. Drop them somewhere where somebody might need a pen, Only keep the ones that make it easier for you to write, they're a delight to write with. You'll show up more. Right? Same thing with, items in your kitchen cabinets. Do you really need all of those things? Can you give away some food to a food pantry? Can you, when you've done your like items together with food, and that's kind of another topic, but you've sorted out the ones that you're not using, that haven't been opened, and you're probably not going to use, you can save that, or you can let it go, and you can donate it somewhere. So think about, I only deserve the best. Okay? So to recap, stored clutter, O-R, door, drawer. The spelling doesn't work out, but just think of the sounds. Stored doors and drawers, and think of, you got to sort it before you store it, because you want to, only save the best ones, remove the other ones, and then you basically decide, do I want to keep this or do I want to let it go? Okay, that is stored clutter. I will touch on, in the next video, I will touch on sentimental clutter, but I've definitely left that for last because it has the most emotion in it. But even if you just do surface and stored, you are going to be light years ahead of where you are now. Stored, start with the surface, get to the stored, end up with the sentimental. You're going to be there. And then you've learned along the way how to not only declutter, but how to stay decluttered is by putting the things back into those places where they belong. It's getting you into your habits because you've been using a habit tracker, right? All right, one more vid to just get you on the road. I'm going to mention sentimental clutter, but there are nuances to this one, so I'll just give it a brief mention, but I want to reassure you that I haven't missed it. I totally know it's there, and I totally know it's jamming you up, all right?